I had been wanting to try my hand at making croissants since a long time, and last Sunday I finally managed to make them. It was my first attempt and I was so happy with the result as they turned out perfect golden brown, crispy and flaky on the outside and soft and light on the inside. So if you want to make market-like croissants at home, follow my recipe to the T. We start with mixing 85 ml of water and 85 ml of milk in a bowl. Both have to be room temperature. Now add 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast. Mix it well and give it a resting time of 10 minutes for the yeast to activate. So basically we are making the dough for our croissants. Now the yeast is activated and we are going to add 250 grams of all-purpose or bread flour and half a teaspoon of salt. Using a spoon, mix the ingredients very well. At this point, you don't need to use your hands for this. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and using your hands, just lightly knead the dough. Cover the dough and keep it for 20 minutes to half an hour till it becomes double its size. Since I had no idea how much exactly this is going to fluff up, I used a smaller bowl and it got stuck to the lid. So I would suggest you should use a bigger bowl than mine. At first you just have to puncture the dough and then slowly and steadily start kneading it. If your dough feels too sticky, you can add some flour as required and continue kneading it till it comes together. Once your dough starts feeling a little firm, shift it to a bigger platform like the kitchen slab or the dining table because we require a bigger space for the kneading and the shaping process. Now using little amounts of flour in parts, we have to keep kneading the dough multiple times. If you're used to making Indian breads like bhatura or naan, you'll find this kneading process similar to it. After repeating this process 2-3 times, spread your dough into a circle-like shape and start folding it inside from the outer corners. We do this to fill in the dough with as much air as possible so that your croissants turn light and fluffy. Now using some flour, repeat this folding in process. You can do this step over and over again 2 to 3 times. It's time to cut the dough and divide it in pieces. Give it a small cut on one side and stretch the dough to make one big loaf. The loaf should be about 12 inches in length so that we can divide it equally into 8 pieces. Now using a measuring scale, divide this 12-inch of loaf into 8 equal pieces, which will come to about 1.5 inch per piece. Roughly shape these 8 pieces into a ball-like structure. Now, like I have shown you earlier, individually fold in every piece. Keep repeating this process for every part about 2 to 3 times. I know this is kind of tedious, but I promise this is the last time you have to do this. Cover these balls and give it a resting time of 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, the balls have fluffed up and now we start rolling them out. Roll out each ball individually into a circular flatbread like roti. Now on each of the flattened piece, apply unsalted butter and we are going to stack all these 8 pieces on top of each other with the layers of butter in between. You don't have to apply butter on top of the last piece. After layering the last piece, press lightly with your hands and remove any air bubbles. Using some flour, roll out this 8-layered dough into a big circle. Once you've made the big circle, apply butter on the top layer. We are going to make 16 pieces of this circle. So first do your markings and then cut the parts. Lift each part and start shaping your croissant. Starting from the wider corner of the piece, start rolling and move towards the smaller one. When you reach the end, slightly press down so that the smaller corner gets stuck from the backside and the croissant doesn't open up during the baking process. Once you're done shaping the croissants, just cover them for about 15 minutes or so, or until they become double in size. Our last step before baking is to give an egg wash. I've used 2 eggs for this quantity. Preheat your convection oven at 200 degrees Celsius and bake the croissants for 20 minutes. To retain this beautiful golden brown color, for the last 5 minutes, cover the croissants with aluminium foil. And finally, our butter croissants are ready to eat. Do let me know in the comment section how you liked this recipe, and I'll see you soon with a new one.